Welcome back to Crazy X Podcast. This time, Roger and I watch Season 1, Episode 13, Josh and I Go to Los Angeles. As always, we'll start off with a synopsis. After discovering that Greater City Water is exploiting the San Gabriel Valley, Rebecca expands the case, and Greater City Water brings in their big dogs, Rebecca's old law firm, including her archenemy, Audra Levine. Rebecca's fake boyfriend, Trent, provides some illegally obtained damning evidence, but Rebecca decides not to use it, ultimately losing the case. As Greg rushes to the courthouse to tell Rebecca how he feels, he finds Rebecca and Josh sharing a passionate kiss. Roger, what do you think of this episode?
It was fine. It was better than some of the previous ones. Like, I have not enjoyed the last few episodes we've done. This one, at least, I thought had better songs. They had some funny side characters. Like, certainly my main gripe is still my main gripe, but it was fine. You?
Yeah, I really like this episode. The songs are great. And there were 2 times where you and I laughed out loud, so loud. Like this episode got you. Also, once you were like distracted by eating and something happened, you were like, "Oh shit!" And then you like had to pick up your laptop. So there was some stuff happening here that I think we enjoyed.
Yeah, no, there was some... In isolation, I liked a lot of the pieces, but if like you put them all together, then I was kind of like, Like, I have... The moral of the story didn't seem to fit with what I learned. Like, for example, Paula goes, well, if you use these, you'll be a monster. Why? Why would you be a monster stopping the company who's clearly doing an evil thing that hurts the good people of the Valley because you stole them? Yeah, but what you stole, it's like saying the people in Watergate are the bad guys because they stole. It's like, but you're doing the bad thing.
Yeah, okay, this is hard because TV teaches us things about court and lawyers that are not quite right. But based on my understanding of law, it is true that if she used these illegally obtained documents and they found out, they would throw out the evidence.
Absolutely.
So, like, that's a problem. Mm-hmm. And that is a potential reason not to use them. Mm-hmm. But I feel like they could have had Trent anonymously turn in these somehow. It also is a thing in TV shows to bring in evidence at the last minute, which actually is not a thing that you get to do in real court.
Or, like, I'm not even... The procedural point wasn't my issue. It was the, like, moral high ground that she took from this, which doesn't make sense.
No, yeah, I completely agree. That was my most ridiculous moment for sure. I don't understand what they're trying to say.
Like, your cause is just.
Yeah.
The company that you stole from is literally like, one thing is maybe she was making up this case, but what they did was legitimately divert water. Like, they're bad guys.
Well, and I guess it's possible that it seems like Greater City Water is a private company in some way because they hired a big fancy law firm, which is not what a public utility would be able to do. So rules about like public disclosure requests and Freedom of Information Act may not apply in the same way. But I feel like she should have, we like to talk about how Rebecca is a good lawyer. Did they not try to subpoena emails from Greater City Water?
I no longer think Rebecca's a good lawyer. Mm-hmm. You also could have alluded towards the emails without revealing you had them.
Yeah.
Like, you could have asked one of them to testify and say, like, because it's not a criminal case. It's a civil case, which means no one can take the fifth. And you're like, so, why were you guys diverting? And then, like, just reference a line of that you read in the email. It's going to show a reaction in their face and like, oh, shit, she has the emails.
Yeah.
A good lawyer would have thought of that, and she just doesn't do that.
I don't know what they're doing here.
The point you made up is totally correct. That, like, yeah, obviously it's putting the case at risk if they get caught. But that wasn't, like, the issue she seemed to have with it. She seemed to act like it was, like, a moral failing to use these, and I don't get that.
Well, and it's weird because that is the first thing that she says. Like, if I use these, I could get in big trouble. Mm-hmm. And then they don't, like, the rest of what they say doesn't have anything to do with that.
Also, the other thing that is strange to me is that it is Paula hammering home this point.
Yeah. Paula would use the emails.
Well, even if she wouldn't, Paula has no morals. Like, she has mostly admitted that, like, oh, honey, my morals are bad, but so are yours. Mm-hmm. Paula, who's currently engineering a scheme to help her break up Josh and her, like, now you decide that you want to have morals? Like, I'm so confused. This is where you draw the line?
It is very confusing.
I can excuse racism. but cruelty towards animals is not acceptable. This is almost like that joke from Community.
I haven't watched Community, but...
Yeah. And she's like, but you can excuse racism?
I wrote it as Rebecca doesn't lawyer right? ?
And she hasn't been lawyering right in a while.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. And how did she not think to look up what, like, the personal background of the man that writes water manifestos on the wall at the Mexican restaurant? Where was that?
Also, why did they bother using him? Like, why not get a real researcher and just have him use this evidence to verify, come to the same conclusion?
I think the fact that he was previously an employee there was theoretically like a... Sure. Because he witnessed it occur.
But you could have like a second, more reliable, verifiable source. So if they threw away the first one, we now have a second source that also was able to verify the same thing.
That's very fair. Apparently we should be litigating this case for all of the places.
Our job was to win. Her job was to get Josh. So,
but it also doesn't, like, based on her own internal logic, she also... in her head thought, if I lose, I will lose Josh. Mm-hmm. So that, like, she wasn't... What she did also was not... I don't understand.
Same.
Where do you want to start?
I'm going to talk about the one thing that I did like about Rebecca. Her elitism is fucking hilarious. Like, it's in general, I find it to be a disgusting trait. It's why I don't like the Ivy Leagues. However, much like I say with Frasier, it is funny when you hear the nonsense that people who are part of that society will like, ugh, you went to Cornell. Yeah, why even go to college? I mean, it's like the community colleges of the Ivy Leagues, and I'm just like, this is how you people really think, isn't it? Like, you're crazy.
Well, and it's extra funny to see two people doing it. Because, like, we've previously, in this... Other than, I guess, like, Audra. Like, it's just Rebecca and all of these other people. Mm-hmm. And now we're, like, it's, like, two people that are, like, obviously. And these are also two people that we've labeled as crazy.
It also, yes. It gave me a very Frasier and Niles having a conversation about, like, ugh, not going to a normal university. Oh.
Niles, do you think I'm an elitist? You needn't worry about that. Of course I do.
Well, yes, you're better than everyone else. Yeah, I mean, so, like, that part of her is funny when she plays it up. Like, I wish we kind of got more of that. Because, to be quite honest, she is a fish out of water when it comes to her and the people of Scovina. Like,
absolutely.
She has nothing in common with them at all. So that's funny as hell.
Okay, so we're rolling with the A plot, I guess?
Yeah, so A plot.
I love the introduction of Trent.
Trent is great.
So much. I feel like I'm surprised that you didn't immediately bring this up because I feel like this is what you've been watching the whole time. We make Rebecca a man, and you're like, holy shit, he's so fucking creepy.
Literally my next point. I've been saying this the entire time. If a dude does what Rebecca does, you look like a psycho stalker. Ding! I also like... Excuse me, I'm dying on my apples. I have water. Thank you, though. All of the things that apparently Rebecca has done to Josh, Trent has also been doing to Rebecca. And basically, she doesn't even notice him. Yeah. And I'm just like, I don't think Rebecca sees the parallel there that she should. That, like, I didn't notice this guy who's been in love with me forever. And he did, like, creepy stuff, like write me a letter. And, like, wants to do everything for me, even though I kind of just see him as a, oh, yep. But obviously, that's not proven to be true in the end. But at the time, I was like, Trent is a perfect representation of everything that is wrong that you were doing. Though, Trent also might be the best boyfriend of all time.
Right. He, makes her homemade pasta and massages her feet and...
Sits down, listens to her, lets her talk about the day, doesn't mind that he's sleeping at the foot of the bed like a dog, hacks into, unprompted, and gets her the silver bullet to win her case. Like, if Rebecca had any sense, Trent's a keeper.
Well, I love how the show intentionally parallels them, too. Like, at one point when he is in her apartment, he talks about, something creepy that he's done in the past. And he goes, I know, so weird, right? And that's, like, literally how Rebecca explains when like, crazy coincidental things happen that are not really coincidental because Rebecca engineered them to be that way. Or Paula did.
It did a very good job of showing exactly how crazy Rebecca's shit is when you just simply take her out of the situation.
Yeah. And even, I mean, like, Paula is nervous about this situation. Paula.
Which is weird.
And not just because of, like, you like Trent more than Josh, which is clearly not the situation. Yeah. But she's just like, this seems not okay, Rebecca. Are you okay?
Which is weird because, like, Trent just does Paula stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what Paula does all the time. It almost seemed like she was just jealous that Trent could do the same
Maybe.
stuff that she could do. I mean, God, was that line that he has? Yeah, maybe blackmailing you a little bit. I've been told that's not an appropriate way to meet people.
One person's blackmailing is another person's love story.
I had an immediate question. Is there someone that you had a conversation with and told them about blackmailing women to meet them and they went, hey man, that's not okay? What?
Yep. Yep. I also, you asked me if I would eat a piece of ham off the ground, and the answer is, depending on the ground, yes.
Like, if it dropped on, I mean, your floor's not a good example because you're freakishly clean. But...
I would eat ham off of your floor.
Okay.
I would not eat ham off of, like, an industrial kitchen floor.
What about, like, a normal restaurant?
No. Okay. Definitely not.
Like someone's house.
Yeah. But I would eat ham that, like, fell off my plate onto the table, off the table, which is almost as bad as the floor.
Yeah.
At a restaurant.
Well, I mean, yeah.
It doesn't have feet on it, but hopefully.
People are weird.
Anyway.
Yeah, when she said that, who said that?
Rebecca said it. She was just so dismissive of Trent. She was like, oh, it's fine. He's all into this now, and then he'll see me eat a piece of ham off the ground and he'll move on. Which is, like, actually kind of a very, like, deep thought that Rebecca is having, which is sad, that, like, once I am myself, they will not love me anymore.
Yeah, that's Naomi. That is her mother's voice. Like, when a man sees who you really are, he's going to run away. Also, at some level, she does know she's crazy. Because she knows that the songs that she sees are only in her head.
Plus the added level, it's not just the shame of eating it off the ground, but she's also not supposed to eat ham.
Again, Naomi.
Yep.
Yeah. When she said that, I think I just turned and stared at you. And I was just like,
and then you asked me if I would eat ham off the floor.
Correct, because I was like, that sounds like something Chelsea would do.
Yeah. So Trent is great and also nuts, and he just rolled with it when Rebecca kissed him.
Not rolled with it.
He got into it with tongue, as Rebecca said. He likes kissing with tongue a lot.
Okay. There's one insidious thing that we need to talk about. We have treated Valencia like she is the villain the entire time. And this entire show makes me feel like they're being literally gaslighting her and just making anyone think that she's crazy.
Yeah, I mean...
exactly what she was worried about happened.
Yep. Well, and now she, like, yeah, I feel so bad for Valencia. She's now being gaslit, which, I guess, at least Josh, from Josh's perspective, what he observed, like, Josh is not the one gaslighting her, it's Rebecca.
Josh is too stupid to gaslight. That's just the reality of the situation.
But
Rebecca was.
Yeah, Rebecca absolutely was. It's, like, villainous, for sure. I wish we'd gotten more Valencia. I mean, I have to assume that we'll get more Valencia in the next episode, especially because, like, the aftermath of losing the case or whatever. And apparently Josh is going to Hawaii, because that's what the next episode is called. So maybe he and Valencia are going to Hawaii.
No.
Or Rebecca and Josh are going to Hawaii. I don't know.
I think it's going to be and Rebecca will magically find herself in Hawaii.
Yeah. He also didn't. This is skipping way to the end. They didn't just kiss. They were making out in the courtroom. Like, it wasn't like a quick thing. There was long enough for Paula to stare and Greg to show up and Greg to leave.
Oh, Greg.
Oh, Greg. We can talk more about Greg for sure.
Okay. A plot. I would say the Audra parallel is interesting. Audra did not come off as a loser to me at first. Like, powerful lawyer, but then you found out that they grew up together. Mm-hmm. They've been pitted against each other because of their mothers, which is so sad, but such a true thing. Especially, I know women get pitted against each other all the time. But it sounds like Rebecca sees herself in Audra.
For sure.
Yeah, which is
well, I mean, she even tells Audra, like, I take care of yourself. Yeah. I know what it's like to be you.
And then Audra has that, like, psychotic, like, I'm happy, but obviously lying to herself. Mm-hmm. And Yeah, I mean, it's very weird.
That was actually something that I did really like about the, like, avoiding the integrity of the case situation. Mm-hmm. But the, like, Rebecca genuinely is like, I know what it's like to be you, and it feels very bad, and, like, you deserve to be happy.
Yeah, move across the country for a guy you dated 10 years ago and try to steal him from his girlfriend.
Well, I mean, maybe she should, because Audra's fiance, small dick, rotten lay.
And banged Rebecca.
Exactly.
Yeah. But maybe that was before they were together.
I think it was.
Oh.
Yeah.
Also, okay, I understand that New York has very good lawyers. And it's a very big city. Totally makes sense to me. Largest city in the nation. There's another very, very large city in the state of California that also is known for having very, very good lawyers in Los Angeles.
Yes, but also, if we're assuming that Greater City Water is a giant conglomerate that owns subsidiaries, it's possible that they own subsidiaries everywhere, and their lawyers just happen to be in New York City. Okay. But yes, I think there are also a lot of good lawyers in Los Angeles that know about Los Angeles issues.
Like, if they own multiple states, that makes sense. But if they own and operate only in California, that was dumb.
Yeah.
Why would you not just get really high-powered attorneys from Los Angeles, other than the plot being necessary, of course.
Right. Well, and we did learn from that phone call with Naomi in the flashback that Audra, when Rebecca said no to the partnership they were offering her. Wow, words are hard today. Audra took it,
and we knew that from last time.
Yeah,
it was like a reminder. Yeah, so she's interesting. While I'm happy to see the friend, I was disappointed that we didn't get more. Hopefully this is not a one and done.
It is not.
Oh, I was like, Jesus.
You're going to have to wait a while, though.
Huck! Because I think she would have been something that is helpful to the show, is that Paula, unfortunately, doesn't serve the role that we need, in my opinion. Like, I compare the show to Frasier a lot, because, like, Frasier and Niles, while they also enabled each other, were also usually each other's conscience.
Yeah.
So, like, Niles was in love with Daphne, and Frasier would be like, don't do that. Like, you're going to fuck this up, and you're going to ruin things. So, like, but there's no one in Rebecca's life who stops her insanity. Rebecca is a classic enabler. Or, Paula is a classic enabler for Rebecca. So, like, maybe Audra could have been, like, the voice of reason in a weird way. Because, like, Greg can't do it. He's in love with her. Heather can't do it. She's just spacey. And who's the person that talks some sense into her every now and then?
Yeah.
You don't have that. Yeah, definitely I think we need more of this friend. This rivalry is funny. I love their song.
The Jack Battle Rap.
It doesn't feel okay to say that word.
I know.
Also, we discovered the rare double slur.
Yeah.
Our capacity to hate is unmatched. So obviously, Jewish American Princess, this is an acronym. I don't even know, like, is it a slur or is it just like a stereotype?
Yeah, let's do a little research on Jewish American Princess. We live on the West Coast. We don't have as many Jewish people here. This is definitely like an East Coast thing.
For sure.
It's a pejorative stereotype.
Oh, it is a stereotype. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even understand what it signifies. Spoiled, brash, and telling. Oh. Okay, so it's just like a fancy way of saying you're, like, bougie and snobby.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, whatever. So that's not really a slur. Like, the way it's used against Japanese people is a slur.
Yes.
This is just
But also, if you consider, like, the history of oppression against Jewish people and, like, especially the like, Merchant of Venice, the Pound of Flesh, like, Around the Money, it's definitely, like, not a slur.
I mean, there's some sinister meanings of, like, oh, you Jewish people have all... Like, that's certainly a thing. Though my sympathy for, like, oh, the poor upper and middle class are being made fun of. Oh, they're so sad. I'm so sorry for you. Like, I just... Yeah.
But no one ever said, hey, let's kill all the Taylors.
No, they did not.
That, too, is from The Merchant of Venice.
What is that?
It's a Shakespeare play.
Ah.
Okay, yeah, their song is great. My favorite part of the song is when they go down they're, like, being performatively allied to black people. Well, then it's settled. We're both cool with black people because we're ACLU carrying card carrying members, and you went to Kenya, and also you know a lot about the black experience because you minored in urban planning.
The takedown this had of white liberals who claim to be allies despite being nothing at all was just like, yep, I know so many people who fit this category. I'm like, oh, really? You know black people because you saw Hamilton? Yes, yeah. You are totally versed now. I
can't be racist because I have black friends, obviously.
I've heard that phrase. It's fascinating to hear someone say that. I'm like, that's not how that works. I can't be sexist. I'm dating a woman. That just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I also like the cinematography of the song. It's like the rap battle thing that it's like very cool.
Also, the background characters were hilarious.
I love when they explain Jewish American princess. Jewish American princess.
Yeah, their little back and forth, I hope that's a running gag because that's funny as hell.
There is...
I need the mothers to also do the same
thing.
If we ever got a mom and mom... They're Jewish American princesses too, right?
Sure.
Jap Battle Part 2, I guess?
Yeah. That's actually a song.
Let's fucking go!
It's not the moms, though. I don't want to
come on! Boo! Okay. Anything else you need to talk about on the A-plot? I'm not counting Greg as part of the A-plot. I'm going to put him and Heather as part of one of the later plots.
That's fine.
And then I'm counting Josh and Darryl as a separate plot.
Yep, I don't have anything else.
Great. Do you want to talk about Josh and Darryl, or do you want to talk about Greg and Heather?
Let's talk about Greg and Heather.
Poor Greg. This is what being a simp gets you.
Mm-hmm.
You have a cool, badass girlfriend. And instead, you're obsessed with a girl who doesn't really like you and is in love with someone else.
And everyone can see it.
Literally, I don't understand. Like, what is it that he sees in her? Like, that's the part that confuses me.
I think that it's partially that he sees that they're both kind of like broken, fucked up people.
Him and
Rebecca.
But Heather is too.
Is she?
Yeah. She's been in college for like 8 years.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a problem. But I think it's like a different problem. I think it's broken in a different way than Greg is. Like, she's also a lot more emotionally mature than Greg, for example.
That's absolutely
and I think that he like feels that sort of connection
she's much
with
more
Rebecca.
Sardonic, like Greg is, Heather. Like,
yeah, for sure. But also, I just love when we get a reversal on Heather. Heather watches Hallmark movies. Her personality contains multitudes.
She is an onion. She has layers. When she said that, I was like, bullshit! You've never sat down and watched a Hallmark movie. But you know what? She probably gets high and does.
And then she described exactly what occurs in Hallmark movies.
I'm taking your word for that, having never seen one, but
yeah,
you've described them to me enough to go, that sounds about right.
But yeah, I feel bad for Greg.
I feel bad for him, but also he got what he deserved.
Yeah, I mean, and the worst part was Paula pitying him. Like, it wasn't just that he saw, like, he ran there to open himself up to Rebecca, and he saw Josh and Rebecca kissing and was upset. But then, like, somebody else witnessed him being upset and then pitied him about it.
I don't think the pity was the worst part. I think the part that it was like, oh, you don't deserve her, is basically what she said.
Yeah.
That is way worse. Like, they're meant to be together. You're the outsider. Like, yeah. Sorry. Like, tough
You're
luck.
a nice guy, Greg. Ooh. Ooh. He got caught up in the bunch sanity again.
That I am legitimately, like, as much as I enjoy Greg, I don't understand why he is so obsessed with her. Like, I really don't get it. They weren't high school sweethearts. He's obviously not in love with her to that degree. Like, okay, he obviously has a fascination with her.
But when they hang out, they have chemistry. When Rebecca is paying attention to him and not thinking about Josh.
Or not taking home another random guy to have sex with.
That also, yep.
I mean, he's literally someone in her mind.
Yeah.
Like, that is what was described in the last, or 2 episodes ago. Like,
you wanted someone to be here, yeah. But then they had such a great time on Thanksgiving watching the dog show.
Yeah.
I love that we discovered that it was loud when you were eating the apples and the yogurt, and then you just decided to do it anyway.
I was chewing with my mouth open to see how loud I could make it. Now I'm making a conscious effort to keep my mouth closed because I'm hungry.
Okay.
I need my fiber, okay?
Okay, I understand.
Fiber is important.
Can we talk about Kevin for a minute? Because Kevin is the boss that works at home base.
If Kevin is doing a bit and he's trolling, well done. Because, good God, he is aggressively nice in an uncomfortable manner.
Kevin can be aggressively nice. You're not gonna like it. Which is also just like head on Heather's personality.
I'm not much of a hugger. Oh.
I do not like the look of her. It looks like she orders everything on the side.
But she does look like someone like that. She does. Like, there is a certain person that you know that, like, oh, that's that kind of person. That's who Audra looks like.
And
it is Audra, not Audrey.
It is Audra. It's funny because in some ways you would think that Rebecca would look like that person too, but no, they love Rebecca. She's the person that orders the cheeseburger pizza.
Rebecca in New York was that person.
And now she's not that person. Now she orders cheeseburger pizza. It sounds like she invented cheeseburger pizza, which I now want.
I also think she did the classic thing of Jewish American princess stereotype. I want this thing, make it for me. And so she like created a menu item, and then they were just like, "Hey, that kind of sounds like a good idea.
That sounds good.
Let's do it.
It's great."
Mm-hmm. I think Heather in this whole situation was hysterical.
Oh my gosh!
I mean,
the reprise of "Don't Settle for Me."
Shut up and listen to my wise reprise. Will be in my top 10 lines of the season, 100%. Them singing "Settle for Me" was hilarious. Good callback. Like, yeah, I mean, well done, but also, ouch.
Yeah.
Like, because really, his girlfriend told him, go be with the woman you love, and kind of set you up to fail.
Yeah.
Now you're left with nothing.
Yeah.
Because you can't have Heather back. You can't be the backup plan.
And I do appreciate her kind of like making him face this thing that he's obsessing about, which is clearly impacting their relationship, because she's like, I'm way too badass to be someone you settle for.
But there was a better way to handle this. Like, yeah, I do have feelings for her, but she's bad for me. I don't want to be that person.
Right.
Like, that's
what, well, that's he's clearly not there yet.
But he was there at some point. He said.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't get caught up in bunch sanity. Like, it's just not a good idea. Yeah, no, that's, poor Greg.
Poor Greg. All right, White Josh and Darryl?
Well, you said White Josh would be my favorite character, and you told me no lies.
You're only gonna feel more this way as we go on.
White Josh is hey, I like that White Josh knows who he is, period. And he has no fucks to give. He's like, look, I came out when I was 12. Fuck all this nonsense. I'm not going back in for anybody.
It was really tough. It was really tough before that, being in the closet. I'm not saying that it wasn't.
Oh, I was like, are you mocking that statement?
Usually that's something that you hear from people that come out when they're like 30 or 40. It's both funny from a, like, you think about, you've seen these, like, it gets better stories. So the, like, that kind of thing. And also, I like the idea that, like, we've reached a state in our society where being in the closet until you're 12, when you, like, maybe didn't even have sexual feelings before you were 12. Some people do. I don't know. Some people think girls have the opposite sex has cooties until they're, like, 15.
Oh, I still think girls have cooties. They're hot. It's not. Those are not mutually exclusive.
Anyway, yeah.
It's like when you're
Josh,
when you're a young boy, you think girls are annoying. They're not wrong. You just don't understand, like, what the difference is. Like, I'm never going to talk to girls. Don't wait. You'll go through a change, and then this will make total sense to you. Well, also, Josh, this show is set in about 2015, somewhere in that time frame.
Yeah.
Let's assume Josh is mid-20s to 30 years old, which means...
He's probably around 25, 26, which is what most of the characters are.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So that means he was growing up around the same time I would have been, which would have been the 90s?
Yeah.
Yeah, being gay in the 90s would have not been easy.
Yep.
Regardless of what age you were, we were not there as a society yet. We're there now, maybe.
But yeah, you're totally right. He's like, nah, like, you can do whatever you need to do. I understand that this might be challenging for you. You've, like, come to a self-realization. But, like, I'm not doing that.
That's the thing. So, like, a lot of times it'll be, like, the push to be like, nope, you got to do it my way. He's like, I don't care how you want to do it. I'm not doing it that way. You do you.
And I really appreciated that Darryl, like, owned up to what he was doing.
Yep.
Like, he was like, yep, I too am going through I'm going through something.
I am a bisexual man.
I am a both sexual. And I am going to go out for drinks with this gay man.
Do we know, is Josh gay or bisexual?
I think that he's gay.
Okay. I mean, I don't know if he ever said it.
I mean, he did tell Darryl that he is gay.
Oh, okay, he said that.
Yeah, like, I think when they're, like, having a conversation about, like, why'd you kiss me on the cheek, whatever, and White Josh is like, I'm gay, and I think you're cute.
I'm assuming then all of them know, too, like all of the friends.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that scene, I think about this often, how when he was just in Rebecca's apartment with his shirt off, and I was like, it was objectively ridiculous that Rebecca showed no interest in him, but in retrospect, well, good thing you didn't, because he ain't playing for your team anyway. But it was funny, she's like, put that back on, no one wants to see it. I was like, The only difference between him and Josh is literally skin tone.
Well, we even get a call back to that here. Like, every time she sees him, she's, like, disgusted somehow. She's like, why is White Josh here when they're, like, waiting for people to show up for the court, at the court?
Does she have a problem with gay people?
No. No, definitely not.
I don't think she knows White Josh is gay.
I don't think she does either.
Also, what is really funny about White Josh is that, and I do appreciate that with this, he doesn't fit into, like, any of the classic TV gay tropes. He's not Jack from Will and Grace. Jack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like super overly effeminate. Like, I know you think he dresses like a gay gym bro, but I was like, that's just what gym people look like. But that's, like I said, him and
Gym
Josh.
people in California.
Well, I mean, like him and Josh dress the exact same.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to tell the difference between them, straight or not. And he's just like, he's very chill. Like,
yeah.
He's just like, I don't care. Like, even when Darryl's being ridiculous and going through his absurd, like, I'm accepting who I am, he's just like, all right, whatever. Except when that guy walks by and gives Darryl a compliment that this guy is way out of your league, White Josh fucking snaps immediately. Back off, dude, he looks like Tom Selleck. And I was like, whoa.
I mean, he is very attracted to Darryl.
I know. Which surprises me.
He
does not look like Tom Selleck to me.
I said that he looks like what if you told someone to draw Tom Selleck with a crayon, that is what Darryl looks like.
No. Like, it just, no. Like, I'm a straight man, but Tom Selleck has, like, a rugged handsomeness that Darryl just does not possess.
Yeah.
He also has the single, like, great... He's the only person who can pull off that mustache, and it's like, that guy's cool. Him and Burt Reynolds could do it, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's right, he was Magnum P.I. Yeah, there is just something refreshing. In a show with all these characters who are, like, insane and out of their mind, he's just like, I am exactly who I am, and I don't give a fuck. Maybe that's why I like him so much. I can relate to that man. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I do what I want.
Yeah.
I do like White Josh.
Told you.
Apparently he has a temper. I didn't disagree with you. I was just shocked at how correct you were.
Maybe he has a temper, or he just is fiercely loyal to who he perceives to be his hot Tom Selleck.
Could be.
I was going to say boyfriend, but that's not his date friend.
I have never, ever in my life figured out how you were supposed to address people who you're dating from a this is my ex. Like, what is that thing?
This is Darryl.
Now you sound like your cousin. Who's like, why can't you just call me Jen? It's like, that doesn't tell people what we are. And labels matter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's weird, right? What do you do before your boyfriend and girlfriend?
I don't know.
Someone's got to have an answer for this. This problem had to have existed for hundreds of years. Anything else you want to touch on?
No. You got anything? Oh, yes. Trent's almost reprise of Dear Joshua Felix Chan, and Rebecca just being like, nope!
Last thing I need to touch on. Josh. Not White Josh. Josh.
Yeah.
I'm not even mad. I'm just disappointed.
Especially because I feel like either one of him going to Hawaii with Rebecca or him going to Hawaii with Valencia are both bad.
Unless he's found a way to bring them both and like make this work as a throuple, this is not good.
Yeah, it's bad.
Father Bruh is going to be so disappointed in him.
Yeah. Well, and I also I did feel a little bad for Josh because he like spent all that money on that expensive suit and then they fucking lost because Rebecca didn't take the settlement 2 episodes ago.
I mean, Josh counted his chickens before they hatched. That's on him.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid. Though Rebecca was making it sound like it was a slam dunk case. Okay. I only have one favorite moment.
I have 3.
Why'd you say 3 like you had a question?
I don't know, because we talked about some of them already. But
Okay.
Shut up and listen to my wise reprise.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hold on. I think there was a line that we didn't touch on. Nope, we got them all.
Okay. White Josh's face in Flooded with Justice, the song. He, like, when they're, like, slow marching, it was so funny. It was so funny. And then we talked about this at the beginning, but watching Trent do exactly what Rebecca is doing and forcing us to see how creepy it is.
Everyone saw it probably except Rebecca.
Yeah.
Like that. I think the funny thing is that like, she would objectively say, he's crazy. And it's like, that's you.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
Yeah. What you got?
Heather dumping Greg.
Oh.
It was like, instead of being dumb about it, excuse me.
Bless you.
I knew that was going to happen after choking on an apple. It just felt like the appropriate move. Like, just, you know what? You're clearly in love with her. I'm not going to play this dumb game. Go get your heart broken. And I bet he's going to come back and be like, yeah, I fucked up. And she's like, yeah, I could have told you that was going to happen, but you got to learn.
And now they work together. That's fun.
You know what's even better than having your girlfriend around 24/7?
Having your ex-girlfriend?
But, I mean, technically, she dumped him, so... And it was, like, mutual. He wanted to be with someone else, so it's like, it wasn't that bad. But still going to be awkward.
Yep. Favorite song?
Not even close. Jet Battle, by far.
Okay, yep.
I know you're probably going to like the Les Miserables one, I'm sure.
I think Jet Battle is arguably the best song, like, as a song.
Agreed.
I chose the Flooded with Justice reprise.
The one at the end of the court.
When they say slow clap as they are slow clapping, it's so funny.
It is pretty funny. I don't like that song. That's like the only reason I just
That's fair. But yeah, I mean, Jet Battle Rap is brilliant.
It's so funny. It is so funny.
After we get off, we can watch the...
Yeah, there's an explicit version that I'm very excited to watch.
Yep.
Because that was hilarious.
Most ridiculous moment. I already talked about mine. Rebecca doesn't lawyer right.
Yeah, Rebecca not using emails. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Or not getting the emails somehow in the first place, or not, just lawyering, bad lawyering, all around.
I used to say, at least she's a good lawyer. I can't even have that anymore.
Yep. Loser.
I got 3.
I had a really hard time with losers and winners in this episode. But I chose 2 losers. Who are your losers?
Obviously, Greg is one.
Obviously.
Like, there's no debate. My man took one of the biggest L's you're going to take here.
Yeah.
Got broken up by his girlfriend to go be with the woman he's actually with, who's actually with the guy that she's actually wants to be with. So, sucks to be you, bro. I don't know what else she needs on this one.
No.
And now he works with the girl that he just broke up with.
100%. Greg is,
Cannot get much
absolutely
worse.
Greg. I didn't have this, but I added it as you were talking about
Valencia.
I'm going to add that too. Josh.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to add that. Yeah. Not white Josh.
Josh. No, yeah. Definitely not white Josh.
Yeah. It's more of a moral loss.
Yeah. Which I almost put Rebecca here for the same reason, but didn't because of things I'll talk about in a minute.
Fair.
And Valencia, fully agree. We only get her for a minute, but it is...
Well, and she was right. Like, she could feel that something was wrong.
Yeah.
Everyone except for Greg was essentially gaslighting her and pretending that... And, like, also, Josh knew that he had some sort of feelings for Rebecca when he was like, I know you don't like her. It's like, you were part of this problem now, too. So...
Well, and also, when Greg gets up and leaves, he's like, I can't believe I worked with you, you evil bitch, essentially. I mean, when he says, like, I can't believe I got sucked into this again, I feel like he alludes to something like, and I don't even like you. So also Greg just was mean to her. Also, Valencia.
I don't think he does say that. I'm going to be honest.
Does he just talk about his own thing?
I think he talks about, I got caught up in Bunsanity again. Like, don't do that. Like, he's more mad at Rebecca. I don't think he says anything negative about Valencia.
We know that he does not like her.
I think he's scared of her.
Yeah.
And then I also have Paula in here as a loser.
Oh.
So she does get what she wants when it comes to the Rebecca Josh thing. A couple things. One, morally, this was not your best episode.
Definitely morally, I will take the hit on that.
Also, bad lawyering.
Yeah. I mean, Paula is not a lawyer.
Correct. She's a paralegal.
Yeah.
She understands the concept of evidence, and
Yeah.
she understands that, like, now she chooses to take a moral stand when it could actually help people.
Yeah.
This felt like Paula does have morals and just simply chooses to put them aside because she wants entertainment in her life, which just kind of makes her a bad person, and she's a bad enabler. Like,
yeah.
She's just... Also, I don't think this is going to work. Like, that's more of a future speculation, but I think Paula's a loser in this one.
100% agree that this is not going to work in the future.
Yeah.
But I chose Rebecca and Paula as winners because that look on Paula's face.
Oh, yeah, she's happy.
I just, like, completely agree. Moral loss, but, like, this is what Paula wanted and it happened.
I didn't choose Rebecca because I put her in the middle. She does get Josh.
She did lose the case, though.
Massively lost the case.
But the whole point of the case was to get Josh.
That in itself feels like a loss, but I hear you. Also loses to her friend, her, like, big-time rival.
Yeah.
And gets beat. And then, like, she didn't have a preparation for the fact that her dude would, like she just came off as so incompetent.
I'll erase that one.
Also, I think the other reason why I couldn't put her as a winner was that Trent pretty much directly exposed how fucking crazy she is.
Yeah.
Whether she saw it or not is different, but, like, this is you. How many winners do you have?
Well, I had Rebecca, but you convinced me to remove her. So now I have Paula, which I'm still keeping.
That's your only winner?
And I have a question mark winner.
All right.
Trent?
I have Trent as a question, too.
I mean, in the end, he gets sent away, but I feel like he was having a very good time. Like, he was getting exactly what he wanted out of that situation. He's had a crush on Rebecca forever, and he got to make her pasta and rub her feet and sleep at the foot of her bed. Which is what he wanted.
Yeah. Like, long term, if we were watching him every episode, I would be like, this is a loss. For probably what I'm assuming is a one, or maybe we see him one more time character, he was pretty effective. Yeah, I mean, I'm leaning towards the winner side, too. Like, he would be my third place winner. I don't think he, like, won the episode. But I think he got more than he lost.
Who's your winner?
White Josh.
Oh, 100%.
That just seemed easy. Like, White
100%.
Josh, hands down.
And Darryl, actually.
And Darryl. I think Darryl is another fair one. Though, White Josh feels like the reason Darryl got to where he got to. So I would give White Josh kind of the tiebreaker. And then I was debating on whether Heather won or not.
I think I know we usually try to offer these based on the information provided in the episode, but we didn't get to see Heather's reaction after Greg left.
That's
so
right.
I think
She could be hurt.
Yeah, I think I need to see that.
And then I had one more question mark. Audra.
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, she won the case,
She doesn't look happy.
Yeah, I think that Rebecca really drew on that thread of you are not a happy person, and Audra, she tries to cover it up, but she clearly sees it too. That was also another reason that I originally had Rebecca in this category, because I think that she, despite the many areas in which we have not seen growth in Rebecca, she does seem happier than she was before. And she at least recognizes the value of happiness now.
She does seem to recognize the value of happiness, though, other than, I don't know that I've ever seen her happy until she got Josh.
Yeah.
So, hard to say. Okay, so White Josh and Trent would be my two winners then. I think I'm comfortable. White Josh would be the huge winner of this one. Mostly because he was just fucking hilarious.
Well, I stuck with Paula, White Josh, Darryl, and Trent.
Wow.
Four-way today.
That sounds like a song.
Trent seems like he would be into it. Or not, because Rebecca's not there. I don't know. Who knows?
Also, tucked in turtleneck, that's a look. Great line. Great line. It does give it's giving serial killer vibes.
Yeah. Yep. Well, next time we are going to watch season 1, episode 14. Josh is going to Hawaii. I'm so curious who Josh is going to Hawaii with.
It has to be Valencia. It has to be. The way this show works is that him and Valencia will go to Hawaii, and then Rebecca will force her way there to try to win his heart from his girlfriend. Because that's a thing we should cheer for. Yeah. I mean, because I'm assuming they would have had a pre-planned vacation, right? One would assume.
Yeah, maybe they booked a vacation maybe Josh booked a vacation because he thought that they were going to win. He bought a suit and he booked a vacation. Yikes.
How would they even afford this, though?
Don't know. Can't wait to find out.
Yeah, one thing I will say that I'd like to get addressed is how is the money working in this show?
That will get addressed,
Is
at
it?
least from some characters.
Because, like, Rebecca could have had a huge amount of savings.
Yep.
The rest of them don't really have high-paying jobs.
Yeah. They also don't usually do things that cost a lot of money.
They live in apartments. That costs a lot of money.
They do live in apartments.
And I don't know...
Well, Greg lives with his dad.
In an apartment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they share it. Which I guess...
I don't think his dad's working.
I mean, his dad probably gets disability.
That's fair. But, like, you know, White Josh, I'm assuming he's a gym trainer. I don't know how much they make, but probably not making six figures. Valencia does not make that much, obviously, from her yoga studio. Josh works at the Best Buy Tropical place.
Yeah, Aloha Tech.
Yeah. Yeah. What I'm saying here is, other than, like, Audra, I don't think any of them are pulling in bank.
Yeah. Paula probably does okay.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a paralegal, and her husband has a job, and I can't remember what it is. He works at a shipping company, so he probably doesn't make a ton of money, but he might be union.
Good enough money. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're okay.
They're fine. Yeah. The rest of them...
They're not going to fan... They're not... Their status is not preferred, but they are okay.
Really, the whole point of that long tangent is that, like, none of you can afford a vacation to Hawaii. Mm-hmm. So this is going to be fantastic.
It's going to be fantastic. Well, please be sure to join us next time when we watch Josh is Going to Hawaii.
We'll see you next time.